Welcome back, guys. Quivs here. Quivs does stuff. That's the name of the channel, by the way. I've been saying that a lot, and I've never sort of given any reason why I say that. But yes, this is the channel Quivs does stuff, in which me, Quivs, does stuff. Any stuff. Stuff that I feel like doing. This is episode 4 of our surprise Astroneer playthrough. I hadn't intended to do this. I intended to just sort of give people a slight look at Astroneer because I think it's a good game and I think more people should be playing it. But it's turned into a Let's Play because, well, I really felt like playing it. I have recorded, this will be the 4th episode, and I have recorded these all pretty much in a row. I did the first 2 episodes and then I broke for the toilet, and now I'm recording the 3rd and 4th. So I've been playing this game for 4 hours now. Well, 3 hours so far, but we're going to be going for another hour, so 4 hours total. But it does go to show how far you can actually progress into the game. We've managed to get off the first planet by, I would say, 2.5 hours. It was halfway through the 3rd episode where we actually landed on Desolo, the 2nd planet in the system. And now we're going to be spending the rest of this episode upgrading this base so that it has all the creature comforts and features that we need, and preparing ourselves to find the rare resource on this planet, which is tungsten, wolframite. Wolframite is the raw resource, tungsten is the refined resource. And then we're going to fill up our ship with tungsten and return back to the base planet, Sylvan, in preparation to move on to the 3rd planet, which is the desert planet of Calidor. Right, so what should we be doing? We really should be building another large platform because we're going to need that. We need to make a smelting furnace, and we need to find aluminium. So to find aluminium, I'm definitely going to have to descend into the planet's core, so let's do that immediately. Alright, now there were research items really close, so I want to be careful where I place my next descent point. Let's look around just a little bit. Hopefully we don't get lost. Sometimes I get lost doing this. We'll look around a little bit. Maybe there's aluminium really close. Sometimes there is. There's wolframite. So there's wolframite really close. So we will make a tether line towards this. There's some quartz as well. And here is some oxygen filters and a second generator. I don't actually need this generator. I'm going to leave that there. I really don't need it. It's really not going to be very useful. I've already got one. A second one isn't going to do much for me. Now, there's a lot of research samples here. Let's grab those. These pop corals are in the way, so we'll clear them out real quick. Scan the research from them because waste not. And there's a really good big thing of wolframite over there, so we'll make a tether line heading this way, and we'll go right through this here like that. Keep going, and that'll do it. And now we are close enough that we can mine this wolframite. Hopefully this is a decent vein of wolframite. It'll be yeah, it looks like there's a lot here. And there's a whole bunch of laterite off in the distance. We could find a better vein of laterite later, but it is nice to already have it, so I'm gonna go and get that. Right, so more tethers. Tether. And I'll move this tether over here so that we don't miss these research samples when we walk past next time. Can wander off over there to grab quartz if I need it. But it's going to be the laterite that's going to be important, because that is not a rare resource, but it is an extremely well-used resource on these planets. So we'll grab a bit of that. I don't know how much space I've got. We'll grab a couple of these. Got room for one more. That'll be all our aluminium. Now, there's a lot of research samples and a lot of debris down here. So what else have we got? There's another piece of carbon. We'll definitely take that. Oh, I can't take that because I don't have the space now. Damn, didn't think that through, did I? Alright, let's put it over here. See what there is on this bit of debris while grabbing this research sample over here, just because we're here. Some more power cells. Well, can't carry that with me either, so we'll also put it over here. And we'll take this big research sample with me. That was a very productive foray into the underground. Right. So now, now that we've sort of done that, one of the other things that I wanted to do soon is, I've spoken about it in my previous video, but the relics on the surface of the planet is part of the end game content. They're sort of what the whole game is about, what your entire purpose is. And I haven't even approached one or done anything to do with that. So the second thing I'm going to want to do here is try to sort of move towards doing that. It's going to be very hard, but we're going to give it a go. Is it even worth doing it on this planet? It's probably not even worth doing it on this planet, because we're not going to be able to find any more malachite, so we're not going to be able to produce any more power, and power is kind of essential for how the relics work. So we might instead maybe go for the planet's center, which is the other part to the relic quest. So there's two parts to the way the relic quest works. The first one is the relic that's visible on the surface, and the second is the relic machine, or whatever they're called. I actually don't know what these things are called, at the center of every planet. So I guess our secondary thing is going to be heading towards the center of the planet. Alright, anyway, let's head back down. We'll get those power cells and that carbon, because they are going to be extremely useful in our current power-starved state. There they are. So we'll grab that, and we'll grab that, and we'll return to the surface. This is a weird little thing that you can find in the dark. It's not a research item, and it doesn't do anything. It's a novelty item. There are a couple of different novelty items. There's another carbon. Sweet. The other novelty items that you'll find scattered around the place, there's one, are chess pieces. So there is a big platform that you can make that is big enough to be a chess board, and you can play chess in multiplayer, in co-op. I've never bothered to collect all the chess pieces, but yes, scattered around the world are, around the world's multiple planets, are different chess pieces. You can also make holographic chess pieces, so if you can't find all the pieces you need, you can make the holographic ones and use them as fill-ins. But yeah, I've never bothered because I haven't played this co-op. I don't know anyone that owns the game. Right, return to the surface. Gonna need to... What were we making? We were making a furnace. I don't believe a furnace requires anything special except for compound and resin, but that's alright. We've got it if we need it. I'll drop that power cell on there. Should be able to finish this with just that power cell, so I won't have to socket the medium generator just yet. Let's flatten out a bit more terrain. Let's load up our soil centrifuge, because I know I'm going to need more resin soon. Might even just begin that straight away, because why not? Because I'm going to need another medium storage. Really wasting power here. Could have waited till things were done to do other things, but oh well, we'll do everything at once. Why not? I'll tell you why not, because it's massively inefficient and wasteful, but oh well, we did it. And we've at least finished the first part. Alright, so now we're going to need to make a furnace. A large platform, soil centrifuge, smelted furnace. 2 resin and 1 compound. Damn, I really thought it was going to be 2 compound and 1 resin. So now we do have to wait for the soil centrifuge to finish because we don't have enough resin. I could just walk over, I think it was over there somewhere where there was extra resin, but oh well, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to stand here and wait. Oh, over there. Alright, maybe we will go over there and just grab a few bits of resin. Because I only... By the time I get this 1 resin, the furnace, the centrifuge is probably finished. It is. Oh, look, and it auto-loaded the printer. So that's convenient. Alright, so we'll drop these here. We will now put the generator on there and give it some power. Put the... let's actually swap sides. Put the storage here. And now we're just waiting for this to finish. Because we're eventually going to need aluminium to do the next thing. How much research do we have? A landing pad. We need to make a landing pad too. So I'm going to have to fill my soil centrifuge, so let's go grab some soil. I'll tell you what, let's go grab some soil from where that resin was. Why not? Might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Gather some resin and gather enough soil to fill the soil centrifuge again. I saw ceramic somewhere as well. I could just gather the ceramic. Where did I see ceramic? It was in one of these holes. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll go and find where that ceramic was. Was it down here? There it is. So that's clay over there. So I can descend into this crater carefully and gather this clay. Let's get 2 or 3 of those. That'll do. Let's grab some of this grass so we can make a bit of organic as well. Grab the research samples while we're down here. Climb up this very steep hill. I might not be able to climb up. Oh yes, I will. And return to base. Put that on there, turn that on. Laterite, ceramic. We'll definitely need to smelt these organics at some point as well, so we'll do that straight away. What was I thinking about? Oh yes, a landing pad. A landing pad would be nice, so let's construct that now. Oh. I guess the landing pad is on the large printer now? It didn't used to be. Yep, so I'm going to need a large printer. That's new. Alright. I'm going to need somewhere to put the large printer, so that's going to mean I'm going to need another large platform. $2,000 points. I can research a lot of stuff now. What else is good? Ah, yes. Might as well learn to make the chemistry lab, because that's the whole point of coming to this planet, is that we need to make a chemistry lab eventually. Large printer, large printer. I might put the large printer here and move the research chamber back one. Have to find somewhere better to put the small printer. I'll tell you what. Let's move the beacon, put the small printer there. Move the research chamber over here on that large platform. Put the large printer here so it can build here in this space. The resources are going to be a little bit in the way, but not horribly so we won't worry about that too much. Can put the beacon back there with this new large platform because the research base doesn't, and the large printer to some extent also doesn't need any real storage. Yeah, so some of this stuff is going to be things that are nice to haves, and some of it's going to be must haves. You will find that I do a lot of nice to haves as if they were must haves. It's silly and it's somewhat wasteful and inefficient, but hey, you know, sometimes your sense of aesthetics just won't let you do otherwise. Beacon can then sit there for now. That's fine there, that's fine there, that's fine there. Put that on there. Need to make a large printer. It's going to take 3 compound. I should have 3 compounds sitting here. I can just plonk them on this and it'll quick load, which is also now convenient, but oh well. Don't have that on the main planet, but I have it somewhere. We are currently mostly being powered by this generator. A little bit from the sun, and it is drawing a little bit from the battery slip as well. As the sun goes down, you'll see the battery will start drawing at a faster rate than it was before. Let's fill that. Even if you're not going to use it, it's always nice to already have a full soil centrifuge, because then you don't need to go looking for dirt. Let's find another good place to gather dirt from. This looks fine. I've already started ruining this hillside. If I happen to get a few more bits of resin while I harvest soil from there, that's all to the better. I didn't, but oh well, I could have. Alright, unpack the printer. Landing pad, 2 ceramic, 1 aluminium. There's 1 ceramic and 1 aluminium. I need to make a second ceramic. Gonna need enough space for this landing pad, so let's clear out some more terrain. Not that this terrain wasn't already very, very flat, but oh well. Another ceramic and print. And our generator is about to run out of resource, so we'll now take that off. No, we'll leave it there, why not? Now I could go and get more organic, or make it in the centrifuge even, but it's not worth it. It's kind of somewhat wasteful. Not massively so, but I don't know, it's just, I've never liked the way the generators use a resource and there's no replenishment for that resource. Like the soil centrifuge is my only way of getting more of it. Look, there's graphite all over this planet as well. Spherolite. There's spherolite all over this place. Let's go get some spherolite. Not going to need much spherolite on this planet, so I'm trying not to overdo it. I'm only gathering enough to actually get the 1 unit of spherolite that I'm going to need to open this research container. Exodynamics. Whatchamacallit. Exodynamics research aid. Alright, slot that in there. Got stuck on the terrain, but that's alright. I can still get the research item out. It's one of the big ones. Cool. Alright, excellent. Might as well put that on the slot in the meantime. Okay, what else to do? What else to do? Let's descend into the center of the planet. Haven't shown you that yet, and we are 4 episodes into this Let's Play. It wasn't supposed to be a Let's Play, it is now. Right here should do fine. Start digging a hole, find a piece that descends at about the steepness that you want, and down we go. Oops. Apparently I have no tethers, and I also have no compound, so I've got to find compound. No, I'm going to have to head all the way to the surface just to get compound now. That was a lack of foresight. Oh, and I don't have much compound either, so I will nonetheless have to make a tether bundle, but I'll also have to start up the centrifuge in making more compound when it has a chance. And down we go. That noise you just heard is one of these, one of the game's few enemies trying to attack me, so it must be close. But I don't see it. Ah, there it is, right underneath. Might be able to get it from here if I'm careful. Ah, yes, perfect. Good. So now that's no longer danger. It's a hissbine. Mutation incompatible with research chamber. Does that mean I can put pop corals in the research chamber? I'm gonna replant that. There's an achievement for planting all the different plants in the game, which are all enemies of some description. Can be planted or researched. I'm going to take these back up for the moment because I've never researched one of these before. I don't know how much they're worth. It might be worth my time. Don't know whether the research chamber is anywhere near empty yet, but yeah, I wouldn't mind putting one of these in and just seeing if they're worth it. Because if they are worth it, well, I've been wasting a lot of research points over the years. So now they are not planted until I hover over them and press F for plant. So I'm not too concerned about that just yet. This is nearly done, so we might stick around for the landing pad, and then we'll place that here. Need one of these, so I'll take that with me. I do not need them on the printer, so let's take them off the printer. You know what, that's going to annoy me. I really have to move this printer somewhere else. So let's swap that generator. Oh, I don't want the printer on that one either. Let's swap the oxygenator. Put the printer here. Put the generator back. Alright, so we didn't finish. I'd hoped we'd finish, but we didn't finish. Oh, there it goes again. Must be a little bit of wind. Yes, a little bit of wind. Yeah, let's just go back down. We can always do the landing pad when we return to the surface. Whee! Oop, oop, oop. Don't want to fall, so be careful. Alright, I don't see any reason to stop immediately at this level. I mean, I could, but I don't see any reason to just yet. Let's have a look at that hisspine. Is that grown yet? No, it's growing. Yeah, I don't know which plants I haven't actually planted yet, but there are plants that I still haven't planted for the achievement, so I basically plant everything as I encounter them, just on the off chance that that was the seed that I haven't finished yet. And hopefully eventually I'll get that achievement. Now, the more astute observers amongst you may have noticed that the steepness of my ramp is decreasing, and that's because all the planets in this game are spherical. So if your descent isn't steep enough, you will actually go far enough around the curvature of the planet to end up being flat again. And then eventually end up actually increasing in altitude, actually climbing back out of the center of the planet again. So at some point, it's often worth your while to actually change the steepness of your descent. Got no power, so I'm waiting for the sun to come up with the wind to blow so I can get more power, but we'll grab some of this laterite while we're here. I reckon that landing pad must be nearly done. I'm going to head back up. Up there, either the sun's up or the wind is blowing because I'm getting power again. But I do want to finish that landing pad. We'll just go sort that out real quick. Haha, I was right, it's finished. Okay. So the landing pad actually unpacks in 2 stages, and its second stage can be repacked again without a packager, which is normally what you need to repackage something. So when you unpack it, you get this. And this can be moved around. And if you hold F, you can expand it, and you get an actual landing pad. But you can also hold F to recollapse it into this form. It's a better looking place there. And then we will put our shuttle on the landing pad. So yeah, when you're carrying really big things like this, you can't move because it's too big. You can move it around pretty freely, but you can't move and carry something that big. Alright, and I mean that doesn't do anything, it's just a nice to have, again, somewhere to plonk your space shuttle. Now where's my small printer? I'm going to want another storage platform. Medium storage, believe it or not. What else am I going to need? I'm going to need more large platforms, so I might as well start this printing another large platform. And we'll move our resources over here just because they are getting in the way. Sometimes it also helps to make a little ditch, like a very shallow ditch to dump all your resources in if you're going to do it the way I do, which is just to have them all lying on the ground. Other people will make assorted storage facilities. So the interesting thing about the storage is that you can stack storage on storage. So one of these medium storages needs one of these double slots, but the large storage has double slots. So you can make a large storage which goes on one of these large slots, and then use all the, so that'll convert these 2 double slots to I think 8 double slots or 4 double slots, and then you can slot all the medium storages onto those and compound increase your storage like that. I've never done it. It's a thing you can do. It just it somewhat breaks my brain in one way, and in another way it's just complex. It would be really efficient, and it is the right way to do things and how you should probably be doing it. I just don't do it. There's no real good explanation. I'm not going to pretend like what I do is the right way to do things. It's probably not. It probably is. I think the game intends for you to actually compound your storage like that, and I just don't do it because it's messy and complex, and it looks weird and silly, and I don't do it. Just don't do it. Anyway, let us continue our descent to the core. I have to hit the brakes because I'm running out of descent. There we go. Alright, now I think also this descent is going to be one of the first ones where I'm going to have to actually make another mod for my terrain manipulating tool, because I'm going to reach rock that is so hard that I can't actually bust through it with my current level of terrain manipulator. But we'll cross that when we get to it. I am going... I feel like I need to increase my rate of descent here as well. Wow, that's a long way down. I'm kind of getting a bit shallow, so we're just going to knock off a little bit off the end of this, find another suitable descent vector, and then proceed at the steeper rate. Alright, we're now out of tethers. Now here is an abandoned backpack. So sometimes you'll find these. They're much more rare than the debris and stuff, but they often have good things on them. Extenders, I don't really need them. They're a power routing item. I don't actually know how they work. I can't say I've ever actually used them. And fireworks, which are recreational. Alright, I have a very, very full backpack now. I'm going to make this tether bundle, but I'm also going to return to the surface to drop off all this excess stuff that I just picked up, because a lot of it's not very useful. So another thing that a lot of people will do is they will drill these passages down to the cores using a vehicle and the crane. And then it's a lot quicker to return to the surface because the vehicle will actually climb faster than you can. Or so I've heard. I've never done it, I've never seen it, I've never used the crane. It exists. Supposedly it's great. Not necessary to finish the game. Another one of those nice to haves, you don't have to have one. Dump that on there because it'll still work. The oxygen filters I'll keep. I really don't need another beacon. Oh well, there's another beacon. I don't need extenders, they don't do anything good for me at the moment. I don't need another canister. We'll just leave that here. Some more laterite. The rockets. I've seen these occasionally because you find them, but they do this. And that's it. They cost a reasonable amount of resources to make. So you have to really be very wasteful or really, really want to celebrate something to make them. But when you find them, you know, you can either gather them all up and save them for a special occasion, or let them off as you find them, or leave them where you found them. I suppose you can also scrap them, I suppose they're worth something on the scrap market, but yeah, not the most useful. There's a few other things like that as well. There are kinds of horns that just make noises. I'm trying to think what else there is. There are other things. But yeah, they're not all very useful, but they exist. The game's existed long enough now that there are things that don't actually serve a purpose to the furtherment of the gameplay. They are purely recreational or what's the word I'm looking for? Like skins. They don't do anything. They're purely visual. They don't add anything to the game. They just make it a little bit more of an enjoyable experience. Right, to continue descending. Actually, I think maybe Desolo might be one of the planets where you can descend to the core without needing the first upgrade to the what's-his-face, the terrain manipulator. It might be Calidor, where the ground is finally hard enough that you absolutely have to have a mod for your terrain tool. Alright. It's getting a bit flat again, so I'm going to have to increase my rate of descent. But we have come out on kind of a nice spot. Haha! On the other hand, we can make our descent a little more precise and end up where we'd rather be by heading towards that weird purple glow that you see in the distance. So, I'm going to get rid of this Hisbine. Why is he not breaking? Okay, now he's shooting at me, so I've got to get away. And then get close enough again to... There we go. Dig him out. Cool. Alright, so a couple of research items here. So we'll dump these at the base of my descent ramp for returning to the surface later. I'm going to want a nice flat path, so we'll flatten this bit out. And then we're going to want to head towards that purple, and that was over here, so... Ah! Here's another rare resource in the game, Astronium. Its only purpose is as a research item, but it fills your backpack like a... we'll get one, just because. Like a resource, but it is worth a lot of research points when researched in the research chamber. And it makes that cool noise to let you know you found something cool. Alright, so we're heading over this way. It's a little too far, so we'll have to put that there. Need to get across this chasm, so let's go like this. Some more clay around here. This thing can possibly be activated at a later point. Let's get rid of the pop corals in the way. There's a Hisbine over there, so we'll go and get rid of that Hisbine before we get any closer. Right. Almost at that purple stuff. I'm going to use this. Oh, there was another pop coral there that I didn't see, and we'll actually descend it down to that level. Jesus. There. Alright. Alright, that was definitely another Hisbine that I didn't see, can't see, but it shot at me. So I need to find that and destroy it before it gets me, because it can be dangerous to have them shooting at you where you can't see them. Alright, seems like I'm going to be okay here. Right, again, I don't have enough compound to make any more... What's that? Oh, that's more Astronium. I don't have enough compound to make any more tethers, which means I'm going to have to return, quite probably, all the damn way to the surface, which is bad. Also, might want to have a look at that debris over there? Nah, we'll leave that for now. Okay, we'll return to the surface with one of these. Going to be a long walk. And it's almost not worth carrying these up anymore, because now that I've found Astronium, I might as well use that instead. But, yeah, we're going to take it with us anyway, because... just because. I'm also going to stop here. Put this thing down. Hopefully it won't roll. Some wolframite here. I'll gather some of that, because I'm definitely going to need that. It's my whole purpose of descending to this planet, is to gather wolframite, so I might as well gather some wolframite. Got room for one more. There we go. Alright, I messed up this tether, so let's just replace that so it's where it needs to be, and back to the surface we go. I've still got this oxygen filter that I haven't fully used yet. Nearly there. And here we are. Beautiful. Alright, the research chamber is still not empty. I really want to see what pop... dagger root? I thought they were pop corals. Oh. I thought it was a pop coral. I really thought they were called pop coral. Are there two different ones? No, dagger root. Oh. Apparently I was wrong about that all this time. Yes, we'll put that on the furnace, because when the furnace eventually does finish, it'll then go straight into the generator, which will then power some more stuff. Alright, so I want to load this up, and then I want to place that on the ship in that slot that's supposed to have the oxygenator in it. And that means I've already got 8 wolframite that I'm taking back. And then I will, when I actually leave, I will also load up every spare slot I have on my backpack and terrain manipulator. And there's the Astronium as well. Right, now this... what was this for? Don't remember. Apparently I just wanted one. I might as well build the chemistry lab. Not that there's much chemistry that's worth doing on this planet, but let's do it anyway. Alright, so I'm going to need some ceramic, so I'm going to have to burn another one of those. I'm going to need some quartz. I don't have any quartz, so I'm actually going to... yeah, let's go both of them, why not? Set up the soil centrifuge to produce me some quartz. And I'm going to need... what was the other thing I was going to need? Oh yes, a tungsten, so I have to put a tungsten on this as well. Oh yeah, that's like halfway. So I've still got a lot of research to go. Anyway. Alright. Ceramic. It was glass, wasn't it? Yes, glass. Okay, so it's not quartz. I have to actually smelt the quartz. So there's the quartz done. So we'll put that there. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Yeah, so this is the worst thing about once you go off planet, is you don't have that shelter with its built-in RTG that constantly produces a small amount of useful power, as you are now at the mercy of the elements, quite frankly. The elements being wind and sun in this case. At the moment I'm just running around for no good reason. I'm just looking to see what there is, because why not? You double up on beacons is a bit of a waste, but hey, I found a beacon. It's not like I made a beacon, so that's cool. Here's some compound. Came up here for compound, didn't I? Let's grab some compound. Free compound, why not? Alright. I don't have enough power to make a tether bundle at the moment. That's really annoying. Whew, and there's nothing producing power because the sun is down and there is no wind, so we have to wait. We did, however, finish this glass, so we can place that there and begin construction on the chemistry lab. Now, I hadn't intended to do this, but I'm going to go down there and grab some more organic. Oh, there's actually a little bit on that cliff face there as well. Make a few more of these while I'm doing power-hungry things. Sweet free research. You might notice I haven't researched anything in a while. Not researched, but actually used my research points for anything. That's because I don't really know what I want or need at the moment. So I'm kind of leaving them sitting there, and we will cross that bridge when we come to it. I think what I'm going to really want next is going to be the next level tier of power producing things, which is the medium wind and medium solar. How much points do we have? We've got 2,500 already. Yeah, so I think those are going to be the next things I'm going to want to produce. So we'll get to that when we get to it. Actually, let's do that now, because I really do think that is going to be the next thing I'm going to want. Not so useful for this planet. I can make this medium wind turbine, glass and ceramic, but yeah. And I don't even have enough, 3,750. But they are sort of the next tier of things that you want, along with the next tier of shuttle. So as I said before, like this small shuttle, it only has this one double slot. Well, the next tier of shuttle has one large slot. So yeah, depending on what your needs are, you can either go that route and go to the next level of shuttle, or you can go to the next level of power production, preferably both. You can produce a lot of research points pretty quickly and easily on Desolo. There's a lot of like little research items around, and they're worth a lot, so you can very quickly rack up the points. But at some point it becomes sort of diminishing returns. You might as well move on to the next planet rather than actually stay on this planet getting the amount that you're getting, because the next planet's going to be worth even more research points. So yeah, there's a certain point where it becomes like you might as well move on rather than stick around on this planet and get nothing. Or get so little, I should say. Load up the centrifuge again, because that's a good thing to do. And I am going to need some soil eventually when I get back down to the bottom of my pit. So I won't bother loading it all the way up, but I'll just have a little bit more because it's useful to have a little bit more. Yeah, things should progress a little bit now because I've got enough organic here to keep the smelter actually running, which will churn over and make more carbon, which will power the generator, which will power all the machines to a reasonable level. Do I need to actually be doing anything up here? Oh yes, I came back up here specifically for tether bundles. That's the only reason I came up. But I will finish the chemistry lab and sort of show you that interface before I head back down and head towards the center of Desolo. Right, chemistry lab. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It takes inputs here and produces an output there. It also has a secondary input here on the side, and that is for gases, which will come later. But its interface looks like this, so it shows you what you need. So I need an organic and a resin, and then it can produce a rubber, or a carbon and a compound, and it can produce plastic. Aluminium and copper is aluminium alloy. Tungsten carbon, tungsten carbide. Graphite and hydrazine for graphene. Graphene and graphene will produce diamond. And here we go. So ammonium and ammonium plus hydrogen as a fuel. So that's this gas one here, see? It's asking for hydrogen. So you can only produce that by an atmospheric condenser. It also shows you what planets it's available on. So silver, I thought it was Sylvan. It's silver. Oh well, silver. Calidor, Visenya, and Novus. Those are planets where you can use an atmospheric condenser to actually create hydrogen. And then, yeah, you can put ammonium there, hydrogen there, and you'll get hydrazine out. I believe everything in this is real. So, like, I think hydrazine is a real thing that we make on planet Earth, and I don't know what it's used for, but I'm pretty sure hydrazine's a real thing. None of this is made up. Absolutely sure diamond is, I'm sure graphene is, I'm sure tungsten carbide is, I'm sure aluminium alloy is. I don't know whether it's made from aluminium and copper, but I know that we make aluminium alloys all the time. Yeah, hydrazine, silicone. Again, silicone, made from quartz. High quality silicon is made from quartz. Apparently it's made from quartz and plastic in this case, with the addition of methane. I don't know. I'm not going to say that this is exactly how silicon is made. Well, silicone, because it's not silicon, it's silicone. Pure silicon is just quartz. Like, quartz is very, very pure silicon already. It's got some impurities, like, depending on the color, it's probably got, like, iron and copper and magnesium and other things in it. But, yeah, silicone is made from silicon, and I guess plastic. So, resin, quartz, a bit of methane to help it along, maybe as a catalyst, I don't know. Explosive powder, that's what you need for fireworks. Remember what I said about fireworks? So you need carbon and carbon, which, okay, that's just two organics. But then you also need sulfur, and that comes from only like 2 planets? Yeah, Calidor and Atrox. So it's a lot of work to produce explosive powder, which serves very few purposes. I think there is something else that it's used in, but I don't remember what that is. Steel. Iron is a raw resource. It's going to take us a while before we get there. And then carbon and argon. Argon is an extremely common gas, actually. And it comes out of rocks. Argon is an inert gas. I don't know whether it is actually used in steel production in real life, but yeah. Argon is an inert gas that you find certain places. And yeah, in this game it's used in production of steel. Titanium alloy, one of the almost the hardest thing to produce in the game, because you need titanium, graphene, and nitrogen. And then the hardest thing to produce in the game, nanocarbon alloy. So you need a titanium alloy, you need a steel. So those are already hard to produce. And then you need helium, which you only get from one planet in the entire game. and that's Atrox. And Atrox is the hardest planet in the game. It's the end game content. It's really difficult. And you need to go there to get helium to make nanocarbon alloy, which is the only way to make RTGs, which is pretty much, if you ask me, one of the only ways to finish the game, because you need the RTGs to activate the relic gates, so on and so forth, blah 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 blah, etc, etc. Anyway, so that is the chemistry lab. That's what it is, that's what it does, that's what it's for. So we're getting pretty close to where I'd like to end this video, but let's see if we can get to the center of the planet and at least show you that before we finish up. So we'll descend, descend, descend right into the heart of the planet. Be careful when going over that little jump. And this is it. This is as far as we need to descend for the moment, because we wanted to go over here towards the purple, because that is actually part of the sort of world engine, the thing that actually leads to the center of the planet, and I'll show you when we get there what that looks like. But right, so now this is one of the coolest things in the game, because these things have weird gravity. They can be hard to get back off of, so let's see. I don't know how we're going to do this. I'll tell you what, for now I'll just jump to it. Watch. Gravity's changed. Weird, huh? Now where did I even come from? Oh, I came from there. Alright, so I want to do this, and then this. I'm trying to create a simple sort of path so that I can climb back off again. There we go, and get back to normal gravity. Alright. Yeah, not ideal, but that'll do for now. Okay, and then I want to descend this way. So this way is going to be towards the center of the planet. Now these weird tubes that head to the center of the planet, they also spiral. So as you can see, there's the edge, and I can walk over that edge and I would again be sucked towards it in a weird, strange gravitational pull thing. It can also be hard to put down tethers, because sometimes when you put down a tether, it'll actually place the tether inside due to the weird gravity and the like sideways nature of these things. They take a bit of getting used to how to maneuver around on them, but yeah, you'll get used to it. And there we go. So that's the big opening. Tether placed fine, so that's good. And here we are, the center of the planet. That down there is the core. So let's keep heading towards the core. Yeah, see there, it placed a tether in midair. So yeah, you have to be a little more careful. Sometimes it can be advisable to manually place tethers here. That is to place them from, rather than from your backpack using the shortcut key, to actually take them off your backpack and use the F key to use the tethers and place them manually, because that way you don't... There. See, now there, I pressed it, and I don't know where that tether went, so it is probably lost inside the mesh of this pillar that leads towards the core of the planet. We'll try again. Okay, that time I got a tether, but again it just fell in space. Ah, and there we wasted another tether. Nearly there, nearly there. So this is the core sphere. I don't know whether it has a proper name. And you'll see the last little bit, you've got to actually jump. It's a bit sketchy. But again, this sphere is actually has its own gravity as well. Yeah, sometimes you'll just fall. Now getting back up can be a nightmare. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Now, because we're so close to the center of the planet, the actual gravity is lessened. So I'll just get onto the sphere and show you what I mean. See how high I jump and how long you float around for? So yeah, so there's that as well. There's also these pillars that actually lead. These are like the... sometimes you'll just float in midair. These are like the pole pillars. And they will go to the 2 poles of the planet, I believe. And they are a bit of an easy descent because they actually land right on the sphere. Whereas the one that I descended doesn't land right on the sphere. But, again, that's, you know, a much of a muchness. It's, you have to get to the center somehow. Alright, now later on, this will actually be open. So you can sort of see inside there now. But there's not a lot that I can do until I've actually activated one of the relics on the surface, which will be the object of the next video, whenever that comes. It's been a good 4 hours worth of play today. It's going to take me a while to break these up into separate videos and do all the editing and things that I need to do to actually make them proper content videos. But I do hope you enjoyed it. This is Astroneer. It's an excellent game that I really think is extremely underrated. Not enough people have played it. Not enough people are playing it. The developers have been really good. They update their status continuously and frequently. The game is cheap. They're not asking much for it either. I don't know how much it'd be in your area, but like for an example in America, I think it'd be like $15. Something like that. I actually haven't checked the price in a while, but I paid like 25 Australian for this, so that's like less than $15 American, and it's a really good game. It's got hours and hours and hours of gameplay. It has replayability because the worlds are random. They're always different. Every time you restart, it's different, and they keep adding new content. They just recently added this whole new automation update, and I haven't even touched the automation content yet. We've been playing for 4 hours and I haven't even seen the new stuff. It had originally been the purpose of this play was for me to just sort of descend into a bit of Astroneer gameplay and have a look at the automation update, but I had predicted that that was sort of late game content because automation of the simple tasks is something that should be late game content. So I figured we wouldn't get to it unless my Let's Play was really long. Or my playthrough was really long, or I played it a lot and then, you know, cut together a video once it actually reached a late point in the game. But yeah, it's kind of turned into a Let's Play. While I'm here, let's have a look. How much do you get for a dagger root? I really thought it was pop coral. Maybe they used to be called pop coral and then they changed the name. Oh. 70. Does only take a minute, though. Alright, well I'm not going to do any more of those, but that is interesting. So let's throw this into a hole so I don't accidentally use them, plant them by accident. Excellent. Alright. So yeah, what was that, 70? Let's stop, take that back out again and throw it away. I don't think you can throw stuff. Oh, you can, but it's really hard to throw things any distance. Drop it into that hole again, why not? But yeah, just to show you the difference. So that is off, yes? Okay, that is off, I hope. So this is a research item that came out of one of those pods. That's worth 2,580. This is one that came from deep underground. That's only worth 900. That's pretty sad, actually. It's another one that came from deep underground. That's 2,000. And this is Astronium. That is 1,000 bytes for each one, and they are just a resource that can be gathered. And there's lots of it. It's only found close to the center of planets, but it's found close to the center of every planet. I think we'll do this one next, just because. And so, alright, that's going to do it for this video, though, guys. In the next one, we will probably be returning home with a bunch of wolframite. and looking to head towards the next planet, Calidor. So if you like this video, do hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. Makes it nice and easy to find the channel. If you'd like to get notifications when I upload new content, hit that bell icon. That's what that one's for. And if you didn't like this video, hit that dislike button. Again, that's what the button is for. But if you didn't like the video, I really would appreciate if you could leave me a comment. Let me know what it was about the video you didn't like. Perhaps I can improve on it in the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.